Alright, hello everybody. Welcome back to Fata Morgana. Requiem for Innocence. Hello, Chief, Void Dweller, D-Chan, Apparition, Tron Buster, and OA and Void Dweller. Oh yeah, I said Void Dweller already. Woo! Yes, Tron Buster. What are you? Welcome back. Last time. Woo! We had that. I'm sorry. I'm just really excited for some reason. I'm just thinking of last time because, damn, what an epic scene that was. First of all, we had like, we had the battle and everything, like the battle and the amazing art and everything, and you know, and the Lord going all crazy, and my voice breaking out, and just, and out of nowhere, poor Jaren turns out to be evil. Oh my god, wow, I was not seeing that coming. No way. No way in hell. It's like, I don't think anyone could have seen that coming. Like, I'm pretty sure that you could have, knowing that it's Fata Morgana, predicted that she was gonna die, but that she was a traitor? Like, I was all thinking, did anyone have the same thought I did that, you know, like, okay, they're introducing new characters that we're going to feel sad for because we don't know about what happened to them from the original game. And, oh my, and like, okay, so we see, the big muscly guy who I forgot his name for, I always keep forgetting his name. Gratian. And, it's like, okay, you know what? He seems in it for himself. And so, you know, maybe he's going to be a bandit later. You know, one of the bandits that, attacks the bar. But no. Oh my god. It's okay, Void Dweller. That only happens when it's a guy who's totally crazy or totally monstrous. Like, I can do the guy voices pretty okay. It's, you know, and my natural voice is pretty deep. So, like, for somebody like Jacopo or Battler, or Michel, in fact, even any of those, like, it's easier. But when it's like a really grating voice that's also deep at the same time, yeah, then, yeah. But you know what? I just got a deal. Like, I remember in the times when, originally, hilarious way, when even doing the Battler voice was a challenge to keep up. You know, that's how you get better. You keep challenging yourself. Okay, you guys, and with that, the Lord was just defeated with an ominous curse. That Jacopo will befall the same fate as he did. Let's get back into it. Thanks, you guys. Everyone seemed to have forgotten that enacting change required work, and there was still much of that to be done. Can you guys hear the music? I think it's a bit too low for some reason. Oh, now it's a bit too low. There we go. The entire rest of the day, the men partied and celebrated, paying no heed to the corpses strewn about the property. Oh, that's not sanitary in the least. Even the injured joined in. Nothing could stand in the way of their merrymaking. They raised goblets to my great accomplishments. And I smiled alone. Though their fiery passion could not penetrate the cold bubble that had formed around me. The only real fervor I had felt all day was while I crossed swords with Barnier. Now my head was surprisingly clear. Perhaps clear wasn't quite right. It was stagnant. I felt as though I were suspended in a dark sludge. Barnier's dying words hovered around me. Hold on just 1 second. By the time I figured out what it meant to be a lord, I wouldn't be that kind-hearted friend of the people anymore, he had said. That I would have no one to trust. That it would eat away at me. Drive me mad. And that I would be my own executioner. Again and again, I tried to tell myself I wasn't like him, that I wouldn't end up like him. Oh boy. But his voice. His curse refused to leave me. Sorry, just a sec. There we go. Images of his decapitated head flashed through my mind. Yeah, you didn't really miss anything at all, Chichan. I couldn't shake the feeling that one day that would eventually be my head. You know, we never caught a quite accurate description of what exactly happened at the end of this section in quote unquote the real world. So that's going to be quite a shock. That'll be an interesting thing to see, because we don't really know exactly how this story ends, do we? All that we do know it was in tragedy.
Well, there you are, kid. Been wondering where you ran off to.
Oh, Gratian.
How goes it? That sure ain't the face of a man who just pulled off a goddamn revolution. Your wound hurting? I got something that can make the pain go away, if you want some. Ah, there we go. Here she is. Take one of these leaves and grind it up at the back of your mouth. Y'all should start tingling right at the back of your head in no time. And then all the pain's gone like it was never there. It's some pretty great shit. If you don't mind getting a little loopy for a bit anyway. But after all that, ain't like you're gonna need to think straight for a while. So what do you say? Take a few?
I think I'll pass. It does hurt, but I can handle it.
And why the long face? You're a hero now. People are gonna be looking up to you. And that ain't a great look.
Oh wait, was that Jacopo? Oh no.
What's with the big rock? I don't remember seeing this here before.
Please don't touch it. It's Jaren's gravestone. Oh, yeah, he's gonna...
Oh, so that's what got you down in the dumps, huh? I mean, I get it. I sure as hell didn't see that one coming either. Neither did Collider. Neither did any of the audience. Unless you're a goddamn savant. Talk about a shocker. Sweet little thing like her in bed with the Lord. Women can be fucking scary creatures at times. I don't even want to think about what kind of shit she was scheming once she got all chummy with us.
There was no mask, no facade, no scheming. She was always just being herself.
You out of your mind, kid? She plays for months, not the tiniest hint. If that ain't a facade, I don't know what the hell is.
She never believed herself to be lying to us. Assuming Jaren didn't
genuinely didn't grasp the concept of sadness or fear, and that she was incapable of experiencing negative emotions, then it does kind of add up. She loved the Lord while also enjoying her time with us. To her, they weren't mutually exclusive. To her, feeling both was not wrong. Well, it looks like you're a hell of a lot better at arithmetic than me, 'cause that don't come close to adding up in my head.
Interesting. Like, it also fits that she's that. Like we all we were thinking, oh, she's like an evil genius behind our backs, but Jacopo's perspective is no, she was literally just that naive, like that, like really that stupid in a way, dangerously so. But I don't think it adds up with the spices. And also, she did give everybody away. She gave the girls away, so no. I think Jacopo's wrong. I think there had to be some malice in it for her to give the girls' hiding place away. Because everything else adds up except for that.
Or maybe you just don't want to accept that it was all a big fat lie. Perhaps. I'm not sure, and I don't know what she had with the Lord. So all I can do is speculate. And perhaps I do merely want to believe that she was part of the family. Gratian, could I ask you to keep this from Maria and the other girls? You sure?
Well, she's dead. I mean, it's okay, Chichan. It's okay to be wrong if you are. That's fine. You know, I love hearing your ideas.
Regardless of what Jaren's feelings actually were, I don't see any reason to sully their memory of her.
I guess that's true, and she is dead, you know, and the Lord's dead too. There's really no reason to make Maria feel worse. And the other girls.
Fair enough, I guess. Not like the dead can make their own case. It's the least we can do for the ones they left behind. Is not take their memory. Unless someone knows how to bring them back, that is. Indeed. Sure everything's good, kid? What are you so concerned about? I mean, this is yours now. When we leave, you'll be staying here. And I just want to make sure you're really up for it. If you want, I can take your place.
I mean, maybe it would. Jacopo is not really in the best mental state to be a leader of this type. You know, I honestly, they should really think about changing the way the whole lordship is governed, but into like a council of some kind. But that's probably, you know, this is me coming from a modern perspective. You know, that's probably not, that idea probably isn't even in their worldview.
Pardon? If you think being in charge will be too much to handle, I'll gladly take it off your shoulders. Hell, we both know I'm more of a fighter than you. I could have taken Barnier out without him getting so much as a scratch on me. What do you say, kid? I'll do it. Don't be stupid. The whole city would be savages by year's end if you were in charge. Hey, just offering you a way out, kid. It's my burden to bear, and I have no intention of passing it off.
I mean, obviously there would be a lord in name only, is what I mean, Ji-chan. But there would actually be a council of advisors to the lord who would really actually be more like equals. Is basically what I was saying. I know they would have to keep up appearances and such.
It's my burden to bear, and I have no intention of passing it off. I'll have myself back in order by tomorrow. Well, if you say so. But don't forget, you're in this for the long haul. Rest of your goddamn life. Don't worry. I think I can handle it. Living in a giant palace, having people at my beck and call, making government decisions. So, y'all have any specific plans moving forward? The woman you were conspiring with, Ginevra, wasn't it? They offed her, didn't they? She was hardly the only noble hoping to see Barnier overthrown. I'll have to start by building up a solid foundation of supporters among the nobility. Do we really need the Dick Squad on our side, though?
Oh man, that's hilarious. The Dick Squad.
Why don't we just cut off ourselves from all that crap and start our own country?
Oh boy, that would be really difficult.
Place just for us. No royalty or nobility to rob us blind. Just our city. That would be ideal, but unfortunately, it isn't quite so simple. We can't just overthrow the Lord, take over the city, and build a wall around the borders. Without a clear, legitimate transfer of power, the neighboring council will undoubtedly intervene. So we fight back? What's the problem? Our little band of peasants was only able to take down the Lord because we have the element of surprise. But what happens when a trained, organized army marches in on our borders? You don't need me to answer that for you. This world's kind of a massive bitch, huh? But it's a hell of a lot better than having old Barnier in power, I guess. You'll change things for the better, though, won't you? You have my word. Great! So, Jacopo, I know we'll be parting ways here soon and all, but I want you to know, I'll never forget this day. We crash the gates of hell together and make the devil our bitch. It don't matter how far apart we are. Nothing will change what we've been through.
Seriously, Ji-chan.
Let's make this city into the best goddamn city around. You from the top, me from the bottom. Yes, let's.
Me too, Ji-chan. Seriously. I thought he would definitely either be like killed or a traitor. Like, I assume he's gonna, well, we know that everybody's gonna die by the end of the story, but like, is he gonna die specifically on his own, or like, you know, just with everyone else in the big whatever it is?
It's a great comfort to know I have you down there. I have a good deal of trust in you. I won't disappoint you, kid. And don't you ever hesitate to give me a shout if you need something. When we first met, I kinda want to throw you off a cliff. And you can still run me the wrong way sometimes. But I also consider you one hell of a partner. But And I mean that. We risked our lives for each other. Brothers in arms.
Thank you. I too, consider you a good comrade.
You and the rest.
Oh, no, that was Jacopo. You and the rest of the gang.
I was beginning to think you'd never come out and say it. Now, remember, kid, don't let us down with this, or you'll be hearing from us. Capiche? I know you can do it.
Oh, God. I won't let you down. It'll all go fine. I have allies. Friends I can count on. With their help, I can change things for the better. I can believe in myself. I can do this. I have no reason to think otherwise. This fluttering in my stomach is nothing to be concerned about. When that fated night came to an end, the vast, bright blue sky of morning greeted me. I looked up at that sky, standing in a manner that still reeked of blood. And Morgana filled my thoughts. Uh-oh. If she were here now, what would she say to me? Congratulations. It was so unlikely that I left out a little laugh. She would undoubtedly criticize me for seizing power through such violent means. Her lips would twist into a scowl, and she would damn me to hell for the 1000th time. She would tell me what I had done was extremely foolish. But perhaps she would also express some concern about my injuries. That was all in my own imagination, though. She would never be at my side again. We would never look up at the same sky again. Yeah. I would never hear her sing again. My old life was gone, a relic of the past. It would never be the same again. No, not without the girl I love being a part of it. Fucking hell, Jacopo. Part 1, Tales of a Distant Past, the end. Oh my god. Okay, I wonder how many actual parts this is. Oh, interlude. Interesting. There's an interlude. I see. So, I would have probably... I didn't even know that there were actual parts within the story. Recollections of an outlaw. Oh, this is probably Gratian's perspective.
You're in the mood for something juicy, you say? Hate to break it to you, chum, but I ain't made to do. I'd like a nice slab of meat and to the next bloke, and I'm barely making do as is. We all are, in case you hadn't noticed. What? You're not hungry? You just want a juicy story to go with your drink? Then why didn't you just say that to begin with? Give me a sec.
Hello, Lambda Delta. Welcome to the stream.
I think I got one you like. A few months back, me and a bunch of other blokes were out on a raid. This puny little village. They didn't do much trade, just living off what they could grow. So no one figured out we'd make out with much. Little grub, plus some with the girls. That was the best anyone could hope for. Business as usual.
Ooh, God. Okay, so this probably isn't Gratian. I hope not, at least. Well, I'll still read it in that voice, just in case it is. Damn, that's horrible.
Killed the guys, had some fun with the girls, then killed them too.
Fucking hell. I hope this isn't Gratian. Okay, so this is a long interlude. Okay, I see. It's gonna take up most of the stream. This is not Gratian, probably. But I'll still read it in his voice.
Nothing too interesting. Nothing really exciting up to that point. That changed when I busted into this one house. There was a man, a woman, and a little girl, maybe 5 years old. Siblings. Just the girl. Real small family for a village like that.
Interesting. This is reminding me of Skyrim.
Dog comes to me to protect the girl, then Ma tries to block me way. No surprise here. Killed them both. Couple unarmed farmers. Easy as snapping a baby's neck.
Oh God, wow, this guy is not a good person.
That left the kid. Wasn't like she could do nothing, so I didn't have to kill her. You know how the stupid things get. Crying like it's the end of the bloody world. So I figured I'd run her through before she starts howling on me, right? Get this. Kid smiled at me and said, "Where are you from, mister?" Couldn't believe my ears. "Girl, your parents were just killed. By me. I'm kill you next." How the hell are you smiling? How the hell are those first words out of your tiny little mouth?
Who is this? I forgot. Damn, who could this be? Oh my God, this is probably Jaren's story. You're right, Chi-chan.
Freaked me out, truth be told. So much so I lost all interest in killing her. So I took her around for anything worth taking and then went on my way. This damn kid. I tried to leave and guess what? She fucking follows me. Doesn't want revenge or nothing. Just smiling like a fool. I'm a patient bloke, but this was beyond the pale. I yelled at this stupid thing. "Why the hell are you following me? Piss off." And she gives me this confused look and says, "I'm bored. Everyone else stopped moving, so I have nothing else to do. But yourself moving, mister." My damn head was spinning. She was maybe 5, yeah? I could understand her being a little stupid, but she shouldn't know from wrong enough to be scared of me.
Yeah, this is definitely not Gratian. Some random ass horrible bandit.
You'd have to be out of your mind to come trotting after the bastard just off your parents. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what her problem was. She wasn't right in the head. I tried to get her pissed off, but she wasn't hearing it. Other guys started talking. Maybe we should just nick her, right? Then one guy says with a big smile, "What if we say we take on..." Oh God. Take bets on what it makes the kid cry.
Jesus Christ.
So we did just that. We started placing bets. Give her a good yell and she'll cry. Knock her around some, that'll do it. I say yank out a tooth or two. Rip off her nails one by one.
Oh, shades of Higurashi.
And finally, play her till she breaks.
Oh God. Oh my God. Ugh.
We went around, did everything we could think of. Our absolute worst. It's not like we were pretending to be good people. But it ain't every day see a bunch of grown men taking turns knocking the hell out of a 5-year-old girl. Hell, that by itself is a good drinking story if I ever heard one.
Yeah, if you're a fucking psychopath.
But it keeps going. She never cried. No matter what we did. Not once. She would groan and twist her face when we hit her, but so she did feel pain. Even that was only for a second. After that, she'd be back to smiling like an idiot. To tell you the truth, she seriously creeped me the fuck out. I want to just end it there and forget all about her. The rest of you guys, They took a liking to her. Want to bring her back with us. I tried to talk him out of it, but one guy, he says, "What's the big deal? Ain't like we're adopting her. We'll have some fun, then when we get bored, she's gone."
Oh, God.
I mean, it's pretty damn hard to argue against that. If I kept fighting it, I'd look like I was trying to be the good guy or something. And so now we got this kid in the crew. First month or so she's with us, everyone's treating her like their plaything. But after a little bit, that starts to change. They start being kind of nice to her. Giving her extra food, letting her join in on conversations. That sort of thing.
Oh, God.
She still creeped me out, sure. But she just never stopped smiling. She wasn't ugly or nothing, could be kind of cute even. When she started talking with us more, I realized something. None of us knew this damn kid's name. So I ask her, and get this. She says, "I'm me." Dead fucking serious. Now, like I've been saying, girls always never made much sense. But this was on another level. So I press her. "No, what's your name?" But she just tilts her head and says the same thing. "I'm me." "So, you're just saying your name is me?" I ask. She gives this big fat grin and nods her head. Who the hell names their kid me? Her parents seem like reasonable enough folks. At least cared enough to try and protect her from me. They just run out of ideas trying to come up with a name for her or what? As I'm thinking to myself, see that something sewn in the bottom of her shirt. Looked like writing. I can't read for shit. So I'll call over the only educated guy in the crew and have him look at it.
I'm sorry, Ji-chan. Yeah, this game is really, really brutal. You should probably, if you want something that's more lighthearted, then you should, Artanelico is a lot better on that side if you want to look into those streams. It's a lot funnier and, it's a lot more lighthearted than this. Although it does get serious, but it's nowhere near this level. So Jishan, if it's, then this goes for anybody, by the way. If this is too traumatizing for anybody, then yeah, please, you do not have to stay and watch.
Turns out it was a name. Jaren. Your name ain't me, it's Jaren, I say. She lights up like a fucking village we just got through with.
Really? My name's Jaren. I never knew.
I'll let out the biggest sigh of my life and say to her, "You're the dumbest broad I've ever known." About a month after we picked the girl up, we had a bit of trouble. There's a chubby bloke by the name of Marcos. And he starts getting this thing for her, yeah?
Oh God, yuck.
I ain't one to get on a guy about what gets his rocks off, but a 5-year-old girl? That just ain't right. Marcos was kind of slow in the head, always back of the pack, and mostly useless when we went out on jobs. Only reason we kept him around because he made a good pack mule. He was annoying as all hell besides.
Please kill him.
Always saluting and saying hi, like he thought we were a bunch of pirates or something. He called everyone boss. Apparently that was the only form of respect he knew. Day after day, aye, boss, and I'm on it, boss. Let me massage your back, boss. Enough to drive a man mad. 'Cause he was the first one to talk to her, Jaren started imitating him. So now we got two buffoons running around talking like that. Obnoxious as it was, though. End of the day, that's all it was. But that changed when Marcus started getting real fond of the girl. Every little thing we did, he'd go around telling us to be nicer to her. Yeah. As far as we thought, compared to when it first took her in, we were treating her pretty damn well. Of course, that's all relative. Proper slave probably still got less help from the master than we gave the girl. Remember, we only brought her along so we could have fun. We never intended to make her part of the crew. Marcos wasn't having any of it. Son of a bitch actually snapped at us. You'll pay if you don't stop right now, boss. Idiot wanted to fight, so we gave him a fight. A whole lot of us beat the ever-loving hell out of him. Stomped his face in so bad you couldn't even recognize the poor bastard anymore. That wasn't enough for him. His face a big bloody mess, Marcos said. I won't let you lay another finger on Sharon, boss. Tell the truth, I didn't think he had the sack. Then Sharon comes trotting in. Seems she heard the ruckus and wanted to see what's up. Marcos' eyes went wide and he yelled, "Stay back!" But the girl, she just stood there. Same old stupid smile on her face. Seeing her come on in, when the other guy smirks, plops his arse down on Marco's back, and holds a knife off his neck and says,
Hello, Guppy Force. Welcome to the stream. That's not what he said, obviously, but...
Hey, Jaren.
Oh.
Hey, Jaren. You like Marcos? And with a big grin, she answers,
Aye, boss.
Through the swollen, bruised up mess his face was, you could just barely make out Marcos smiling. Next, the guy on his back says, "Won't make you sad if we roughed him up some more?"
What do you mean, rough him up?
Cut off his fingers, scoop out his eyes, have a little fun.
Oh my god. Damn. Barnier was right. She doesn't... Wow, she has some serious mental illness. Fun is fun. Why would that make me sad?
You hear that? I'm making this up. Girl's still standing there, smiling. And Marcos, he goes as pale as a ghost. And he did it. He cut off his own fingers. Jaren's still smiling.
My god. Wow. It's almost kind of a horror story in a way here. Although I guess it would be almost when we talk about it is.
He gouged out his eyes, still smiling. Finally, he slit Marco's throat. Even as the blood spraying right into her face, she never once stopped smiling. Just before we kicked off, Marcos looks like he was thrown into the deepest, darkest pit of despair. I've seen the hope drain from God knows how many men's eyes. But that was on a whole nother level. And as y'all can imagine, I wasn't the only one Jaren creeped out anymore. Everyone felt the same way. She was so messed up, we all thought we might start turning into her, kept around any longer. So next city we land in, we shall sell Jaren off. And we all lived happily ever after, minus one twisted little girl. What do you think? Juicy enough for you? Feel sick? Sorry about that, chum. I thought you had a stronger stomach. I do wonder what Jaren's up to these days. She'll smile like an idiot or...
Recollections of a vassal's wife. Oh, good day to you, sir. Thank you so much for all your hard work. Yes, that's correct. This is where our slaves were when they were stolen, as I described when I reported it. What? The number of stolen slaves I gave you doesn't match the number you heard from other sources? No. I had no intention of deceiving you. I simply assumed it wouldn't be a problem, because I wasn't claiming we lost more than we did. Yes, I understand. I beg your pardon? I should have reported the numbers correctly. I will do so in the future, so please, if you would look the other way just this once. Oh, this is about sneaking Jacopo into the slaves, isn't it? I see. Why did I report fewer slaves were stolen? I would imagine you would find that curious, yes. Why would anyone want less of their lost manpower returned to them, indeed? Oh, no, it's not. Okay, so these are all about Sharon. It's quite simple. I did not think it would be any great loss if she were not to come back. Oh, no. She was a fine worker, and she didn't cause any trouble, either. You want to know about the girl? No, I doubt it'll be any help to your investigation, but I don't mind telling you. I warn you, it's not a terribly pleasant story, though. Very well. As you wish, sir. We purchased her when she was about 5 years old, so she's been with us for quite some time. 8, maybe 9 years now. Okay, so this is a big gap of time. Basically up until when she was found by the Lord. When we bought her, she was still too young to be put to work. She was in good health, though, and always had the sweetest smile on her face, so I had little doubt she was doing what she was told. Slaves tend to be so gloomy and depressing, you know? Not that I don't understand, but unlike many, we try not to mistreat our slaves. As long as they do their work, they have nothing to worry about. The best slaves, I think, are the ones that aren't so dreary as to be infectious and make us feel guilty. Can you imagine feeling guilty for owning another person? How droll. The girl's name was Jaren, and while she talked rather funny, she was as bright and cheerful as I had hoped. And she was always smiling from ear to ear. For a while it felt like we had a brand new member of our family. I was so taken her whether I almost considered adopting her instead of keeping her as a slave. And how did I go from wanting to take her in to not caring if she didn't come back? It's rather difficult to explain, to tell you the truth. Yes, that's right. She never caused any trouble. She never stole anything, and she never refused to work. She never cried, and she never got upset. No matter what happened, she always did her work with a smile on her face. That sounds like the ideal slave? Yes, you would think so. And I had no complaints regarding her work. Neither did my husband nor our servants. I imagine I'm the only one who would be happy to never see her again. Now I started thinking the girl peculiar about 2 years after we purchased her. Oh, right around that time, one of our other slaves attempted to run away. Yes, that's right. As I said, we had never once mistreated our slaves. You could imagine how betrayed we felt. One of our possessions running away from us. Other slave owners could learn a thing or two from us, I say. We tell all our slaves when we buy them that they will be set free as soon as they've worked enough to pay back what we paid for them. So, he had only 10 years, and then he would have been free. Can you imagine? Such a trifling amount of time. But he chose to spit in the face about generosity. And, my apologies. I've gotten off track, haven't I? The slave who ran was captured soon after, but trying to flee is one of the greatest transgressions a slave can commit against his master. As sad as it was, I'm sure you understand necessary to punish him. But I assure you, we never mistreat... yes. I'm sorry, I'll continue. So, as I said, he had to be punished. My husband took a length of rope and used that as a... whip, I think it's called. He had all these slaves watch as he lashed the one that had tried to run. It was for their own sake. The other slaves needed to see what would happen if they attempted to flee. The lashing continued for a full day. You'd think his arm would get tired by that point, jeez. All the slaves present reacted differently. Some averted their eyes, some cried, some looked on trembling, but it was clear they were afraid, which meant the punishment had served its purpose. For everyone except Jaren, that is. Yes, that's correct. She simply smiled. At first I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me, but every time I looked over at her, I saw the same thing. As the slave being lashed screamed out in pain, Jaren didn't even flinch. She just stood there, smiling. Just looking at her gave me the chills. My husband thought it curious as well, but he wasn't nearly as put off as me. She was 7 at the time and a hard worker, and he said there was no issue as long as she didn't cause any trouble. But that completely misses the point, you know. She gave me the creeps. I wasn't comfortable with her around. But of course, my husband has the final say. I couldn't defy him. So I did my best to forget that day. I couldn't get the girl out of my mind, though, so no matter how I tried. My gaze was drawn to Jaren, and I noticed quite a bit as I observed her more carefully. Say one of the slaves hurts himself while working. You might expect another slave to ask if he's all right. To help patch up the wound. To volunteer to take on his responsibilities for the day. To show concern and compassion. But Jaren, she would just smile and go on her way. Not a word. She was hardly perfect either. Is anyone, though? And she would make mistakes occasionally. Everyone slips up and will try not to make a huge fuss about it, because we sincerely value our slaves and the work they... my apologies. In any case, we can't simply brush off such mistakes, so we make sure to admonish them whenever something happens to ensure things run smoothly in the future. But even as I scold her, Jaren's still smiling. Now, as I'm sure you can imagine, it's hard not to feel as though you're being disrespected. So once I lost my temper and smacked her. It was only the once, though, I swear. I'm not a violent woman. I hate raising my hand to anyone. I was sure that, if nothing else, it would make her cry. But still she smiled, with half her face red and swollen. I was so perplexed that I came straight out and asked her, "Why do you not cry? I just hit you. How can you keep smiling?" And she said,
"Why would I cry? I'm not sad about anything."
Pressing the issue further, I discovered she had evidently never felt bad for anyone in her life, including herself. Can you imagine How terrible is that? It's not right. So I decided I need to teach her how she was supposed to act. I taught her that when she saw someone get hurt, she needed to show sympathy. That when she was being reprimanded, she needed to show remorse and a desire to improve. Oh my god, Void Dweller, I'm so sorry. Jaren listened carefully to every word I said, and before long she started putting my teachings into practice. At first I was relieved. Jaren was finally a regular girl. She showed concern, compassion, regret. But it was all an act. She acted sad when someone got hurt, and then she turned around and was smiling again. It never lasted more than a few moments. Emotions were but a flash. There, then gone before you realized. It wasn't normal. Wasn't human. She didn't genuinely feel sympathy. Beyond the surface, she was no different than the girl who smiled as a fellow slave was being whipped before her eyes. Jaren had learned nothing. Unable to bear it anymore, I went to my husband again. I told him she simply wasn't normal. There was something wrong with her. I implored him to do something. But my pleas fell on deaf ears. She was a good worker, he said. We couldn't ask for a better slave, he said. Oh, but he couldn't have been any more wrong. He wasn't the one who had to look after her. He had no idea what she was like. How unsettling it was merely being in her presence. How deeply unsettling it was. My apologies. I'm fine now. As you can imagine, I'm not particularly fond of Jaren. So it was a weight off my shoulders when I heard she was one of the stolen slaves. Why are you giving me that look? You think I'm the one who has the problem? You think there's nothing wrong with her? Just like my husband? Oh, one look at her smile, and you'd know I'm telling the truth. She's simply not simply a little eccentric. There's more to it than that. I can't take it anymore. He said no one will understand me. Damn. Recollections of a prostitute. So this is one of the girls. I don't know if this is Maria or not. It's probably one of the other girls. I just used my voice for the other girls, so stay lovey. Kick back for a bit, why don't you? No, I'm in the mood to talk. No, I'm not gonna charge extra. No, I don't bill by the hour. Oh. You never thought of me as a talkative girl? I guess that just goes to show how much I've taken to you. No. I'm not trying to buy you up, I swear. I've been thinking a lot these days about the place I last worked at. And it's really been getting me down. I can't think of anyone I want with me at times like this more than you. Damn, she's good at this. Did something happen there? I've been waiting for that question. It's a bit of a long story, I hope you don't mind. There's a city about 10 days by carriage from here. You know the one, right at Lord Barnier's doorstep. The place I used to work was there. And every so often, the Lord would summon a few of the prettiest girls to come to his manor. Now, I'm hardly the best looking girl around, even out here, so I was never one of the chosen ones. But honestly, I'm lucky for it. It's not the kind of thing you want to go mentioning in public, but the Lord has some unsavory hobbies, shall we say. Every girl who ever came back said, there is no amount of money you can pay me to do that again. So yeah, and in this business, that flag is not just red, it is crimson. Word is, though, the Lord has a taste for torturing and killing his slaves. Not just if you screw up, either. If he's in the mood and he so much as sees you, you could be as good as dead. He's got a dungeon under his manor, too, they say. And you can hear wailing coming from down there at all times of the day. The Lord enjoys all different kinds of torture. Flaying, dismemberment, boiling, water cure. A regular Bolton. I'm sure he uses others. But I've only heard bits and pieces secondhand, so yada yada ipso fatso. He only ever killed the slaves, though. The girls all came back one piece. On the outside, at least. Being forced to watch people get brutally murdered did a real number on most of them. Some were so broken by the experience they couldn't work anymore. So, the Lord, apparently he hosts banquets at his manor, every so often. But now here's the kicker. He only invites nobles that are into the same sort of thing. He's not the only one. We're being governed by God knows how many twisted freaks. I don't even want to think about it. Anyway, some 2 years ago, I think it was, a couple girls came back looking a good 20 years older, and they told us about one of those banquets. Most of the time, it's just him and his noble friends torturing slaves, but this one was different. There was a girl, maybe 10 years old, chained up naked on this makeshift altar. But here's where it gets crazy. That's not crazy enough. The girl, who they called a saint, was covered in scars head to toe. They caught her up and filled their cups with her flesh blood. But she didn't cry, she didn't even flinch. She just sat there quietly. And when she did speak, it was to condemn them as blasphemers and sinners. Can you imagine? Chained up like that, and she's scolding her captors, telling them God will punish them for their actions. I wouldn't have the guts. She's kind of badass. Maybe she was raised at a church or something. But I'm guessing that's got something to do with why they call her a saint. Oh yeah, the slave revolt was right around that time too. You hear about that? Just rumors? Well, they're not just rumors, it really happened. Because of the revolt, the girls who'd been there made it out in mostly decent shape. And for a while afterwards, their lord didn't send for anyone. I'm guessing he was too preoccupied patching up the holes in his manor and finances to spend much time fooling around. Sorry, sort of changing topics for a second, but at the same time, this dark-skinned girl, the kind you don't see too often around these parts, started working here. Name was Jaren. She was pretty, she was cute, always had the widest smile on her face and really friendly. Seemed like the kind of girl who'd drawn a lot of business. And I was right. Within a couple of weeks, she had picked up a few regulars. And her manager was already going on about how happy he was with his purchase. About a month in, though, we started getting complaints from one of her customers. He said she was being condescending with him. Now, I brought it up with Sharon, but she said she had no idea what he was talking about. So I assume the customer was just imagining or just full of shit. You get guys like that all the time in this business. Not you. No, don't worry, you're not one of them. But the complaints kept coming in, which made me think for a second. Maybe there was something going on. So I decided to talk things out with the guys making the complaints this time. Get a better picture of what the problem was. Now, most of them were pretty useless and vague, but the common issue seemed to be that her behavior didn't make sense. One guy came in after bungling a huge trade deal. I want to find some comfort, and he spilled his guts to Jaren. But instead of trying to console him, she laughed. Now, you can see why he wouldn't be too thrilled about that. When I asked Jaren about it, she gave me a confused look and said,
He thought he was telling a funny joke.
there was no malice. Nothing. She genuinely didn't understand how the customers wanted her to act. Hold on, just 1 second, sorry. Now, you can't run a business like this without a solid customer base, so making sure everyone leaves happy is crucial to the operation. Which is probably not something I should be talking about with a customer, but, well, you're special, so cut me some slack, okay? Anyway, something had to be done about Jaren. We couldn't risk more dissatisfied customers. So I figured the best thing to do was give her some training. Here's how you should react if a client brings up such and such. And here's what you should say if they're looking depressed or upset or whatever. How and when to be reactive and how and when to be proactive. Jaren was a quick study, so it wasn't long before she was putting my lessons to work. I would have been happy with just reducing the number of complaints to a more normal level, but Jaren improved so dramatically that we heard nothing but praise from then on. Now, say a patron was looking a little blue. She'd give them a big pouty face and say,
What's the matter? You can tell me anything. Oh no, that's terrible. I feel awful for you.
oh God, this is sad.
Is there anything I can do to help? Anything at all?
Just that constant stream of comfort. Almost to the point of being excessive. This is so sad. She never meant a single thing of anything she ever said. She just doesn't feel emotions. Really. Barnier was right about her. God. That is so sad. Oh my God. She had gone from bright and energetic to sweet and sympathetic as well. On the surface, anyway. Every condolence she offered was completely fake. She was acting. And I knew, because I was the one who had taught her how. There was nothing wrong with that, though. I mean, role play is part of the job. We're not in the business of genuine human interaction, after all. There you go. But you're an exception, of course. Thinking back at it now, though, I probably should have taught her what the real thing felt like, rather than just how to fake it. About a year later, the Lord started sending for girls again. We all knew he was a madman. That was common knowledge. But he paid well, and everyone always came back alive. So we reluctantly complied. But we were wrong. He did kill all the girls this time. Oh, not all of them. One came back alive, but she was missing an eye and half an arm. She was in no condition to go back to work. Even just going about our daily life would be difficult. And we were aghast. But things only got worse from there. The next time the Lord sent for us, we panicked. For one, no amount of money was worth what waited at the Lord's manor. And two, it was impossible to run a business if your employees kept getting killed. So we attempted to turn him away, but his messenger simply said, "The Lord will not take no for an answer." We either complied or we were all executed for treason. What little hope we had left crumbled. We were screwed either way. It is a crime that Barnier didn't get punished by Witch Morgana. Like, seriously. All because she thought Jacopo was him. Seriously. My God. Oh. Damn. In a way, it's kind of good because then Michel wouldn't have, you know, that time when he was trying to say like they all had some good inside them and stuff like that. That wouldn't have worked for Lord Barnier. He is 100% pure evil. That's true. He didn't get reincarnated, or as far as we know, anyway. So we fought amongst ourselves like a pack of wild animals. I'm too ugly, you go. I have more regulars, you go. No one likes you anyway. You're chaos. I was, of course, part of the brawl. And here's where she comes in. Jaren. Everyone's in a big mob, clawing each other's faces off, and she just tilts her head and asks,
"Why are you so afraid of the Lord?"
Seeing that stupid, clueless look on her face, just about everyone in the room burst a vessel. "All right, we'll send her," we said, and it was decided. Jaren smiled, not bothered in the slightest, and sorry, I just need to sneeze for a bit. Gave us a cheery
"See you later,"
and went off to the Lord's manor. Well, Morgana never knew Amy. Or Michelle's parents. To no one's surprise, she never came back. We figured she'd have been killed. A week or so later, the messenger showed up again asking for more girls. By this point, the manager was furious. He demanded to speak with the Lord in person, saying if something wasn't done, the whole brothel would collapse, and he put his life on this line to prevent that. Because, you know, either way, your livelihood/life is going to be gone. Seeing him so resolute, I found a newfound respect for him. He stuck up for all of us. I also thought he was a complete idiot, by the way. But I still respected him. After all, there was no way the Lord would be open to negotiation. He's literally insane. That much was obvious from everything he'd done. The manager and a few assistants set off for the Lord's manor. And about 2 weeks later, he returned. Or his head did. His assistants managed to avoid death, so they were able to tell us what had happened. No, was exactly thrilled to hear more twisted tales about the Lord, but we listened anyway. And no one could have imagined what they told us. Jaren was there, with the Lord alive and well. Not only had she not been killed, he apparently had taken quite a liking to her. A match made in hell. The manager was surprised to see her too, but he figured it was as good a chance as he would ever get. If Jaren would speak up in his favor, the Lord might actually listen to her. So emboldened, the manager pled with the Lord, begging him not to harm the girls, that we wouldn't be able to send anyone else otherwise. And for attempting to oppose him, the Lord ordered the manager be executed. The manager, however, entreated Jaren for help.
If you have a heart, Jaren, please tell the Lord not to take my life. I have people who need me.
Now, without hesitation, Jaren nodded, saying,
You think you could maybe let him live?
now, that seems a bit, I don't know, disrespectful to her to speak to the Lord like that, but he didn't get upset with her or anything. He really had taken a liking to her, apparently. The Lord nodded and said,
I'll offer you a choice, then. Jaren, you may have whichever of the following you prefer. Either I spare this man's life, or you can have my full attention for the rest of the day.
Oh my God. Now, the manager and assistants were all baffled. How was that even a decision? How was a man's life, a man who had employed her for more than a year no less, comparable to a little attention? But they were even more baffled by Jaren's reaction. She thought about it for a second and then blushing, she said,
I want your attention.
Everyone's jaws dropped. The manager about burst into tears. He begged her to reconsider, to have pity. He asked her what he had ever done to wrong her.
You never did me wrong,
She said,
Then why won't you have him spare me?
I just want his attention more.
Oh, that hurts.
And you're willing to let me die for that?
What's so scary about dying anyway?
Now, not only did she not comprehend sorrow, she seemed to be devoid of anything resembling fear as well. Which explained why she had so much trouble sympathizing with people suffering. Why she was always smiling, no matter how bad things got. Without our manager, the brothel went to hell. His son took over, but he didn't give a damn about any of the girls. All he cared about was if he had enough booze to keep himself perpetually smashed. So, figuring out a better chance elsewhere, I left everything behind and ran, leaving my future in fate's hands. Fate was kind to me, and I managed to make it here. They come to me in my dreams sometimes, though. I still see the faces of the poor girls we sent off to the gallows. Oh, here's a flashback.
What? Where am I again?
Awake again. Are you all?
Who are you, sir?
It would seem your memories have not fully recovered. Allow me to remind you how you got here then.
Ah, no, wait. It's right on the tip of my brain. Let's see. I was at the brothel, and then I was invited to the Lord's place. I got brought to a big city. Then I was taken to the Lord's castle. The Lord called me into his room, and then he strangled me.
Indeed. Your memory has returned without problem.
I'm super duper good at remembering things. Oh, wait. Oh, why did you strangle me?
To test my theory.
Your theory? Of what?
That you're mad.
Mad? About what?
Not that kind of mad. First of all, I never bring just one whore to my quarters. I brought you here because you piqued my personal curiosity.
You mean you're having orgies here every day? Wowzers! You've got some serious stamina.
Oh my god.
Not being alone with one person reduces the chances of an assassination attempt.
That makes sense. It's pretty tough being the Lord, huh? So, what are you so curious about little me for?
The other day, you and a handful of other whores attended the torturing of a slave, if you recall. I made you all watch as he died.
Seriously, Ji-chan.
But you didn't seem affected in the slightest.
Ah! Crap, I'm so sorry.
For what?
I wasn't sad enough, was I? The nice farm lady and the girl at the brothel taught me how to be sad and how to be angry. But if I'm not careful, I forget. I'm so sorry for not being sad like I was supposed to.
As I said, you piqued my interest. Had you sobbed and screamed like any other whore, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
What? So me not being sad wasn't bad?
That it wasn't.
Huh. No one's ever said that to me before.
I always thought you unusual, but I couldn't be certain about what you were without getting more personal. Which is why I brought you here to test that theory. You don't fear death, do you, whore?
It's not just death. I've never felt sad or scared about anything. Ever. I didn't even know sad or scared were things people felt at all until someone told me. But now I know all about them and how you're supposed to act when you feel them. I just don't know what they actually are.
Truly fascinating. Tell me more.
Huh? What do you want to know?
Let's see. Tell me your whole life story. Tell me everything, as far back as you remember.
Whoa! No one's ever been this interested in me. This is super nice. Alrighty then, I'll tell you everything. Don't hesitate to conk out if you get bored. And ta-da! Here I am! What'd you think? As boring as I thought it'd be.
Hardly. That was easily the most engrossing childhood story I have ever heard.
Woohoo!
Smiling as your parents are killed before your eyes. I'm hardly one to talk, but you're one thoroughly heartless girl.
I still wish I could do that over. I really love my mom and dad. And the nice farm lady taught me you're supposed to be sad when people left die.
That's why you want a do-over.
What?
You're incapable of experiencing sorrow. No? Feigning it for the occasion. Won't change the fact that you don't actually feel sad about losing them.
I guess you're right. I mean, I can pretend, but I still don't know what it feels like. I don't understand why people are so afraid of death to begin with.
Exactly. Yeah, she is so fucked up. Oh my god. Like, it's hard to imagine someone being this fucked up. Like, in this specific way.
I mean, pain isn't fun, I get that much. But if you don't let it bother you, it's not that big a deal. Plus, since you die, you go to heaven! So I don't get what there is to be afraid of.
Not everyone goes to heaven.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But still, I'm sure there are plenty of fun things to do in hell.
Fascinating. You truly are twisted to your very soul.
Oh, but I do sometimes feel disappointed.
Do tell.
Like, I sometimes wish I could eat my mom's supper again. And I feel left out when everyone's talking about how weird I am. Maybe sad is just like an even stronger version of that.
So she doesn't feel no emotion. She feels like the barest hint of emotion. My god. Sounds to me like an issue with some synaptic receptors of something like that. Jesus Christ. This is just my complete guess. Just shot in the dark, it sounds like.
Maybe sad is like an even stronger version of that.
I get the impression your entire experience of negative emotion is fundamentally distorted. So I don't know if you can say that. Jared.
I?
That's why she says I. Because of that sick bandit. That's why I said that's just my guess. Void Dweller. And you'd need a neurologist to really determine that. But, yeah. That's just my guess based on, like, a complete, barely educated, if at all educated guess. It sounds like a signal is just barely going through. Yeah. 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 If such a thing, yeah. I don't even know if like a condition like this actually exists.
Would you like to remain with me?
What?
Normally I send whores back to where they came from when I'm done with them. But I'm offering you the chance to stay here with me.
Are you asking for my hand in marriage? What did I do? What did I do? I went from word of the Lord's right in 3 seconds flat.
Fool! I would never even take a mere prostitute as a concubine.
Drat.
I am, however, fond of you, so I am offering you a place in my house.
So you're saying you actually want me around? Even knowing what kind of person I really am?
You could say that, yes.
I actually once worked with a scientist who was studying a certain gene that basically had to do with learned and innate fear, and we studied neurons in mouse brains. We studied that, so that's actually very interesting. OP18, yep. I still remember that project. That was one of the first labs I ever worked on.
Wow, no one's ever actually wanted me before.
As promised, Jaren, you have my full attention for the rest of the day. Honestly, it shouldn't surprise me anymore how twisted you are.
Oh god, Ji-chan. I wish I were as cool as you, honestly. No, don't feel dumb, seriously. I haven't been able to find work in ages. Y'all are probably way smarter than me. I'm just going off of what I learned. It's probably wrong.
Honestly, it shouldn't surprise me anymore how twisted you are. Twisted so far, in fact, you're the most sincere and honest person in the land, to a fault. You hardly even gave that man's life a second thought. The look on his face as he died was magnificent. You are a cruel girl.
I didn't do anything wrong, no matter what you say. I didn't steal anything. I didn't kill anyone.
I mean, you let someone die who you could have easily saved.
I try to stay out of everyone's way as much as possible.
So you actually have some concept of right and wrong. Which means you understand that I am a wicked man.
I was taught the difference. Yes.
Fascinating. However, simply knowing the difference is of no use. If you don't feel the repulsion it's supposed to elicit. Knowing full well that I was acting maliciously, still you selfishly chose my affection, sentencing that man to death.
My god, Barnier is so beyond twisted, and that he knows how evil he is. Yet, that doesn't stop him from doing it. Like, he is fully aware and conscious. You could barely even say he's insane. He's just insanely evil. But he's in full awareness of his actions. Oh, God. If he's even able to hold this type of conversation.
That's not what I... No, I guess you're right. I guess I did let him die for my own selfish desires. Looks like I've still got a lot to learn.
No, you stay exactly the way you are. As I've said before, you don't need to put up a facade around me. Don't act sad if you're not sad. Don't act angry if you're not angry. Don't feign pity for someone you don't care about. Be you.
My God, this is such an insane conversation. Like, I gotta end it like a writing. Basically, this was written to make telling someone to be themselves and, and not worry about how other people tell them to act, and like taking that and make it the most messed up thing possible.
Be you.
But everyone says
Your natural self neither disgusts nor disturbs me. In fact, I greatly prefer you that way. No matter how many slaves I kill and torture for my own entertainment, you never leave my side. You happily accept me no matter what I do. I would rather not lose that. Don't stand so far away. Sit down beside me.
Hi.
I've allowed you to stay here for a month now, and in that time, you've been a constant source of entertainment. And you've expressed no desire to leave, either, despite being well aware of what kind of man I am.
The scene goes for you, Barnier. You want me to stay even though I'm such a weirdo.
The difference between you and I, though, is that I kill and you do not.
I've been wondering.
What?
Why do you like killing so much?
It would seem your perception of me is slightly inaccurate. It is not the act of killing I enjoy, but the look of dread and despair on a man's face as his life is ripped away. My old wife was named Enoshima, but she left for a foreign country.
There's a difference?
In your mind, perhaps not.
I'd kind of like to know what it's like in your mind then. I told you my story. Maybe you could tell me more about you, Barnier? Not that I blame you if you don't want to tell a prostitute like me.
You're not a prostitute anymore.
I'm not? Then, what am I?
You're my property.
Oh, that sounds super nice. Oh, God.
Honestly, I have to say, they're a match made in hell. Lambda, like... Yeah, hello XT and welcome to the stream.
So to answer your question, I was not always the man I am today.
Oh wow, we're gonna get his backstory.
I had several brothers, though I was the eldest. As such, I was first in the line of succession. There should have been no question as to who was the rightful heir to the house. But my father, the previous lord, wanted my brothers to succeed him instead. Without any reason to pass over me, though, he would have faced significant opposition and put the family's reputation and legitimacy at risk. I was neither infirm nor mentally challenged, but rather extremely talented, which gave my father no leverage to deny me the throne. The one thing I lacked was sycophantry. Seeing people try to butter each other up made me physically sick. It seemed to me that the last kind of behavior royalty should be engaging in. I believe that merely possessing leadership ability should be sufficient for ruling effectively. But in this world, only those who can win others' favor make it anywhere. Only those who can make themselves look good and their peers like fools. Those who can claim others' achievements as their own, who can appear to have more power than they actually do. My father and brothers forsook me, making an attempt on my life. Because they could not legitimately remove me as the rightful heir, they could only kill me if they wanted their way. I was fortunate enough to survive the attempt, but I still carry the scar today.
You mean the big one on your back?
That's right. You're surprisingly observant. I was in danger of not just losing the lordship, but my life. I was left with three choices. To let them kill me, to flee and live in poverty, or to kill them first. I was born to rule, though, so in reality, I only ever had one choice. I murdered my father and all my brothers, leaving me as the only one in the line of succession.
Just like that, eh?
But becoming the Lord did not immediately win me everyone's favor. Distant relatives crawled out of the woodwork to claim my throne as rightfully theirs.
Wow.
The people demanded I satisfy their every whim and fancy. And even my attendants tried to push their own agendas. The whole affair quickly grew tiring.
Seriously, G-Chan, I wasn't expecting his backstory either.
Dozens were clamoring for a say in matters I could easily handle myself. So I silenced them. Before long, the prodding voices had become corpses. And it was somewhere around that time that I found myself intrigued by fear. Fear is a wonderful thing, an incredibly effective silencer that spreads like a plague. Sufficient application would preemptively stop everyone from interfering. Fear strips man of all his will. When it became apparent to me that one did not have to be a great leader to rule effectively, all the time I had spent in my younger days working to improve myself felt like an incredible waste.
It's Jaren and Barnier backstory, 2 for 1.
Fear became the centerpiece of my rule, and as I continued to employ it, I began to derive great pleasure from the despair it instilled in others. Men trembled at the sight of me. They bowed their heads and abandoned their dignity. They begged me to spare their lives. And what an exquisite sight it was, every single time. Enrapturing. You were born into your madness, Jared, but I was molded into mine.
Damn, that's an interesting opposite use of the Bane quote here. Oh my god, you gotta laugh, but at the same time, it's so messed up.
Huh. That's neat. But, Lord Barnier, wouldn't that make me a bad match for you? I'm not scared of you at all.
Man is a curious beast, you see. Once everyone feared me, then I came to seek those who did not.
You sure are hard to please.
You make it sound like I'm merely a picky child.
Oh, you know Dorkly too, Voidfeller? Yeah, that Shuckle is their old Shuckle. The world of Shuckle.
Though I suppose there's little difference in your eyes.
That's true. No, I don't think it's a reference to them because, yeah, because of the honey, but because this was translated, but yeah.
There were a number of others among the nobles who had, like me, strayed from the path. Hardly a surprise, given what life as a noble is like. So I started throwing banquets, inviting those who would be interested. These parties were to serve 2 purposes. The first, obviously, being for my own amusement. The second, to find those with similar tastes and bring them to my circle. I found little success with the latter, however, despite my rather zealous attempts at recruitment, so I no longer waste the effort.
You weren't able to make any friends then?
No, I was not. The other nobles had no interest in getting their hands dirty. They only wanted to watch, getting their titillation from a safe distance.
Damn it, I have the hiccups.
Not a single one shared the same madness as me.
Oh god. Oh no. Is it gone? Okay, I think it's gone. I think it's gone. No, god damn it! Oh god. Okay. We good now? No! Fucking hell!
Darren.
Hi?
You are far better than any of them.
What? Water. Thanks?
Why are you what are you squirming about?
Oh, ouch. Ouch. No, my god, oh my god, Chuchan. You remember Keon? I see.
I thought nothing bothered you.
I'm fine. God damn it! No, it doesn't hurt.
I am capable of getting flustered, thank you.
Oh, gee, John, that's sweet of you, but I'm fine, I'm fine.
There is something deeply wrong with you.
You're the one who decided to throw the curveball, Lord Barnier!
Enough with the formalities already. You're not a whore anymore. You're allowed to use my name.
Huh? That is your name, though.
I honestly, like, they're like in an evil kind of way, like in a twisted kind of way, like they're. I see like they're the only people that could ever kind of understand each other. It's really interesting. I almost do see them as a couple, honestly. Like in a twisted sort of way, yeah.
You don't know your own lord's full name, do you, Darren?
Exactly, Chi-chan. That's the best way to put it. Like, they're somehow wholesome together despite being absolutely horrible people. Me too, Lambda. I love when villains get backstory.
What?
Answer the question, girl.
I'm sorry.
Allow me to help.
I honestly think that yeah, I like that sentence you just said, apparition. Yeah, to ship them is to transcend the meaning of evil. Yeah. Honestly, Ji-chan, I think there would be hope for Charon in the modern day, but in this time period, like where she is right now, sorry, who knows? Well, the thing is, Ji-chan, we know what happens to them, so. Yeah. Oh goddamn, these hiccups are really pissing me off.
Allow me to help. I will only say this once, so don't forget it. My name is Jean-Francois Barnier, firstborn son and rightful heir of the Barnier family.
What? Are you just like being a meme machine now, Jared? Got it memorized? That's a really long name, though. I think I'll call you Freddy. That rolled off the tongue nicer. Oh my god. I see if I can take that cryptic chuckle as an okay.
Only if you wish to be hanged. Call me Francois. Jaren. Get up, Jaren.
Oh,
I swear, you spend every moment you're not otherwise occupied sleeping.
I love sleeping. That is a mood.
I said get up, you feeble-minded Nimrod!
Oh! You didn't have to hit me.
yeesh. There are nicer ways to wake a girl up, you know.
Be grateful I only hit you hard enough to wake you. I swear, the church may have to redefine sloth if they ever met you.
Oh god, these hiccups are becoming an issue. Hold on, I'm gonna get something to drink.
This bad's so comfy, though.
You know what these two are? These are like the twisted version of Michelle and Giselle. They're even in the same goddamn room. Like, in the same bedroom, it should have to be, right? God damn it. Alright, I'm gonna go get something to drink.
This is kind of silly.
Yeah, I just got the cup. Like, for a second, though, like, if this is like more of like a shonen type show, like, Jaren and Barnier would be like the evil villain, like, opposite couple that Michelle and Giselle would like fight against. Like, they would be like a dark mirror of them in like a kind of way. Now I'm gonna get that drink before I hiccup my freaking heart out. Okay, I think my hiccups are slowly getting under control.
You do realize the blood of dozens of women has seeped into every fiber.
Comfy, so comfy though.
Huh. That wouldn't bother you, would it?
So, what's up, Francois? You need me for something?
Yes. I have a favor to ask of you.
Here we go. Here we go. Okay, here's the connecting point.
What? A fever? A fever? What is it? I'll do anything.
Without even hearing what it is.
It doesn't matter what it is. You say the word and I'll do it, Francois.
And what if I asked you to take your own life right here?
Remember, she's not afraid of death.
Just give me the knife.
I should honestly be more used to this by now.
Why wouldn't I do anything for you, Francois? I love you. No one's ever cared for me like you before. No one's ever wanted me as much as you.
Oh god, this is so sad.
You're happy with me as I am, despite me missing all the most important pieces.
This is so sad. Oh god.
Again, I really shouldn't be so surprised. Fear not, though. I won't be asking you to die. Today.
How much harder is it going to be then? I hope you don't want me to kill anyone. It wouldn't be my first time, and I'm not sure I could pull it off properly.
You're at the bottom of my list of prospective assassins. I doubt you could successfully smother a baby. Although you could probably cause a great deal of death, I imagine. I would like to make you into a mole.
So you want me to dig holes?
I knew she was gonna say something like that.
In a sense. There's been word of unrest building in the city of late. Money and resources gathered below the table. Murmurings of resistance being organized.
So a bunch of bodies.
Precisely. I want you to go down to the city, try to find as many baddies as you can, then report back to me. Can you do that?
I can try.
Excellent. A whorehouse would be the best place for you to start gathering information, I think. All I need you to do is deliver reports. Anything more involved would probably cause that empty head of yours to burst.
Aye. I just realized if I go into the city, I won't be able to see you as often, Francois.
Does that displease you?
Whole lot. Oh, I bet this is what being sad feels like.
In your twisted mind, perhaps so. How about this? I will have a servant act as a regular client of yours. He will pretend to be a well-off merchant. At regular intervals, he will patronize the brothel, requesting your services and bringing you back to his residence. He'll pay well enough that they won't mind if you're gone for a few days, during which time you can come back to the manor and see me. How does that sound?
Wee! I love it!
Next, we need to discuss how you present yourself. Although you're free to be yourself in my presence, you will need to put on a suitable act out in the city.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Now I'm getting butterflies.
You spent years doing precisely that before you came here.
I didn't have you counting on me to do a good job of it back then, Francois.
Allow me to offer you a piece of advice, then.
What? I'm all ears.
Freely tell others about the misfortunes of your upbringing.
I don't think I had a bad childhood, though.
You may not, but others will.
Jesus Christ.
Your parents murdered as you watched. Taken captive by the men who did it. Tell people your story, but don't act overly dejected.
Huh? Why not? Well, people think there's something wrong if I'm not sad.
People will think it's more unusual if you get too dramatic, because it's so far out of line with your regular disposition. Good acting is subtle, not overdone, hey, Collider?
Oh. Oh.
People will feel great pity for you when they hear of your past. And then they will see your exuberance as a sign you fought and found the strength of will to move past your ill fortune. They will be impressed, taken with you. So you needn't exaggerate your performance. Just give it a little bit of flavor.
Seriously, Lambda. My God. He may be super evil, but he is really smart too.
As long as you're telling one these emotions are beyond your grasp, no one will have any reason to suspect otherwise.
Huh. Neato. I'm feeling a lot better about this now.
I expect you won't disappoint me.
Aye, aye, boss. So, hey. Francois?
What is it?
What would you do if, hypothetically speaking, if when you go down to the city, I learn what sadness and fear feel like?
I would kill you, because I would no longer have any interest in you.
Awesome! I'm just glad you didn't say you'd kick me out. God.
Yeah, that's my reaction to Barnier. I think we're all making this face right here. No. No, Jared, no. That's speak for yourself.
Every girl dreams of being killed by the man she loves.
No. Speak for yourself. It's amazing we can even find time for humor in here. Like, that's insane. This is so well done. Like, seriously. These, like, damn, these past 2 streams have kicked everything up a notch. Wow. I'm getting, like, thoroughly impressed by this.
No. No, they do not. You want me to kill you?
If it comes down to it, I guess. Though really, I'd rather be with you forever.
Into the room, Sharon. Now!
Oh! You're gonna yank my arm off!
I wouldn't have to if you would move.
This is during the battle, isn't it?
Blech.
Listen, very carefully. You stay in this room until everything is blown over. Don't open the door for anyone.
But is this what you think it is?
You are only to leave this room if I tell you it's safe, or the manor goes completely silent.
Oh my god. He really does care about her. As much as he could care about anyone. Wow. Jeez.
And if someone breaks down the door, tell them you're being held captive by the Lord. My predilections are well known among the people. No one will suspect you're lying. I must go now. Farewell, Jared.
So, it wasn't his plan to have... She came out on her own.
I rather enjoyed our time together.
Wait, don't go! I've got an idea, Francois. We could escape through that window over there. Tie the sheets up into a rope and climb down. Then we can go somewhere far, far away where nobody will find us.
I do not have that liberty.
Why not?
Because I am the Lord of this land. I was born to be the Lord. I murdered my own family to keep my claim to this title. And I will not abandon it until my final breath. I was a fool and a tyrant, neither a great leader nor a great man, but I still bear the responsibility of my role.
My god. I am just blown away by the amount of character development they've given Barnier posthumously here. Like, and Jared too, for that matter. Holy shit. Wow. He was like a 2-dimensional mustache twirler for so long, and just like, wow. Wow. Damn. Again, since these last 2 streams, the quality of this story has gone way, way, way up. I hope it keeps it like... Exactly, Jishan. Exactly. They're not trying to get you to forgive him, but they're just telling you more about what kind of person. Exactly, it doesn't feel forced. It's so well done.
Fleeing is not an option.
I never thought you were a tyrant.
Jaren, sweetie, there's a lot you don't understand. Hilarious, Jishan.
The rest of my lordship would disagree with you. I used fear as a weapon of control, murdering slaves for fun and prioritizing my own desires over the needs and lives of my people. Do you have a better word for what I am? Whereas you grasp the difference between good and evil, but lack the requisite emotions to give those concepts meaning. I knowingly chose to stray from the path of righteousness.
Didn't you say you could run things just fine with fear? That it was very effective?
Indeed, you can run things exceedingly well with fear, though I never said you could do so forever. I first saw signs the people were turning against me 3 years ago. While I did what I could to crush the seeds of revolt before they grew, it would seem I missed a few.
If you knew this was coming, couldn't you have stopped it?
I've traveled so far down the wicked path, it would be nigh impossible for me to find my way back into the light.
Sunk cost fallacy is a bitch.
Which means all I could do is continue on and see what awaited me at the end. I could never play the benevolent ruler, though. Those people are inscrutable to me. They all appear to be either ravenous beasts or feeble-minded swine. Were I able to have any love for my own people, perhaps things could have turned out differently.
I can't stay in here and wait, Francois. I want to be with...
You will do as I say, girl.
Ah!
What's gotten into you, Darren? Death is supposed to be meaningless to you. You do not experience sorrow over loss.
But I...
Should I not come back? Go on smiling. Do not think I will simply let them walk in and kill me. I have dozens of skilled guards, and I can handle a sword myself as well. Far better than any mere peasant. They're getting closer. Now remember, you are not to leave this room. Understood? You are my property, and property does not defy the will of its master.
What if they do come out?
Joan, you will not be of any help to me out there. And should you obstruct me in any way,
I will not hesitate to kill you. You do not have a choice. Is that clear?
Francois.
What? Time is running short.
I love you.
I will always place myself, the Lord Jean-Francois Barnier, above anything else in the world. And you second.
Wow. There's the confirmation. Wow. Wow. What a story. What a story. They really are, Chi-chan. They're the only... Yeah. That's exactly what I said before, XGN. Yeah, like, it literally is like a twisted version of Giselle and Michelle.
Wait. Second? That's kind of super crazy. Wow, isn't it? Whoa. I'm shaking a bit here. I've never felt this way before. Is this what being scared feels like? It's a lot worse than I imagined. It hurts real bad. Like someone's sitting on my chest. I can't hardly even breathe right. But it's kind of really wonderful. No, I can't do this. I can't be away from him.
And there we go. An Orphan's Tale. Part 2, What's Past is Prologue. Wherefore should the heathen say, what is now their God? But our God is in the heavens. He has done whatsoever he hath pleased. Their idols are of silver and gold, the work of men's hands. It goes too fast. They that make them alike unto them, so is everyone that trusteth in them. Psalms 115:2-8. Oh, a new character. Okay, well, you guys. Now, next time. That was fucking incredible. Such a masterpiece of sections right here. This is on fire, really. Part 2, The Conqueror. That was awesome. Fucking awesome. The only negative part of this story I've seen is the Jacopo and Morgana, how they portrayed it. I think it was kind of but everything after that so far has been incredible. Like, wow. Especially this section right here. I have no words. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. that was incredible storytelling, I have to say. Really, really incredible. And it's just cemented my being glad that I've read this and am reading this. But tomorrow, wait, what day is today? It's day Tuesday. Thursday is Art and Elico, and we will have more of this on Friday. So until then, I will say, so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You are all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.